There is a moment, a sharp, stinging second, when someone insults you, criticizes you unfairly, cuts you off in traffic, or mocks your values. In that moment, the fire rises. You feel heat in your chest, tightness in your jaw, and a flood of thoughts rush through your mind, all begging you to respond, to defend your ego, to assert your dominance, to make them regret it. And yet, in that very moment, a true Stoic would simply pause, not because they are weak or indifferent, but because they have learned one of life's most powerful truths. No one can truly anger you unless you allow them to. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What he meant is simple, yet transformative. People and events cannot disturb your peace unless you hand them the keys. Anger is not something that happens to you. Anger is something you allow to happen within you. It is a reaction, not a requirement. But how do you reach this level of control, of emotional mastery, where nothing anyone says or does can shake your core? The Stoics believed that the greatest battlefield was within. External events are neutral. It is our judgment of them that makes them good or bad. Epictetus said, "It is not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance." Imagine someone calls you a fool. You could erupt in anger. But why? Are you a fool? If not, the insult is meaningless. And if you are, perhaps you should thank them for pointing it out. Either way, your reaction is yours to choose. No insult, no rejection, no disappointment has the power to harm you unless you hand over that power. This is where modern society fails. We are conditioned to believe that our emotions are automatic and justified. Someone makes us angry, and so we are angry. Someone offends us, and so we react. But the Stoics saw this as weakness. To be controlled by external factors is to be a slave to circumstance. The free man, they taught, is the one who controls his own reactions. He is the master of his emotions, not their victim. So how do we train ourselves in this discipline? How do we build the mental armor necessary to face insults, betrayal, or unfair treatment without being consumed by anger? The first step is awareness. Anger often begins in the body before it reaches the mind. You feel your chest tighten, your pulse quicken, your fists clench. The Stoics would tell you, pause, breathe, observe the sensation without judgment. Say to yourself, this is just a feeling. It will pass. Next, apply reason. Ask, is this worth losing my peace over? Is this event within my control? Can I change it by getting angry? Almost always, the answer is no. And if you cannot control it, the only thing left is your attitude toward it. Choose not to take offense. Choose to let it go, not for their sake, but for yours. Seneca, in his brilliant essay on anger, described how rage poisons everything it touches: relationships, decisions, clarity. He wrote, "The greatest remedy for anger is delusion. The longer you wait before reacting, the more power you reclaim. This is not passivity. This is strength under control." Just as a warrior trains to remain calm under pressure, the Stoic trains the mind to remain unmoved by insults or provocation. Let's look at an example. Imagine a coworker lies about you to gain favor with your boss. Your first impulse may be to confront, accuse, retaliate. But what would a Stoic do? They would pause, examine the facts, act only when reason, not emotion, commands. They would ask, will reacting in anger help me restore truth, or will it cloud my judgment and damage my integrity? The Stoic may still confront the lie, but with calm, with clarity, with purpose, not out of wounded pride, but from a sense of justice. This emotional mastery isn't natural. It must be trained daily. One technique the Stoics practiced was premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Each morning, they would imagine the worst that could happen: being insulted, betrayed, humiliated, rejected, not to become cynical, but to prepare, so that when misfortune arrived, they would not be surprised, and therefore not disturbed. As Seneca put it, he who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive. Another method is journaling. Marcus Aurelius' Meditations was essentially his private Stoic journal. In it, he reminded himself daily to expect rudeness, selfishness, and ignorance, and to meet them with patience and understanding. Each morning, write down what challenges you may face. Each evening, reflect on how you responded. Over time, this habit transforms reaction into reflection, and reflection into wisdom. And we must understand, anger is not strength. In fact, anger is often a mask for weakness. It is a lack of control, a surrender to the primitive mind. The Stoic is not cold or heartless. He feels, he cares, but he refuses to allow momentary emotion to dictate lifelong consequences. He does not lash out, because he does not want to become a slave to other people's behavior. Cato the Younger, one of the most respected Stoics, was known for his composure. He once endured slander and political betrayal without a word of revenge. When asked why he did not retaliate, he said, "I would rather people ask why I did not respond than why I did." That is the Stoic ideal. Silence as a weapon. Restraint as a form of resistance. Peace as a demonstration of power. In a world addicted to outrage, the Stoic remains calm. In a society that encourages impulsive reactions, he chooses the long road of discipline. This is not weakness, this is supreme strength. Anyone can explode, but only the truly powerful can remain unmoved in the face of fire. So the next time someone insults you, mocks you, ignores you, or betrays you, do not give them your peace. Do not give them your energy. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, walk away. If it is, respond, but only with reason, never with rage. Remember, you are not obligated to attend every argument you're invited to. In the end, anger is a choice, and so is peace. The Stoics chose peace, not because they were saints, but because they understood that mastering your emotions is the first and greatest victory of all. You cannot control what others do, but you can control how you respond. That is where freedom begins. That is where true power lives. So choose mastery over emotion. Choose dignity over reaction. Choose calm over chaos. Because the one who cannot be provoked is the one who cannot be defeated.